Hey!
Shannon Heaton here.
I'm Matt Heaton.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us here for the virtual guided session. If this is your very first time stopping by, welcome. If you've been here since the beginning, March 2020, welcome. We began this at the end of March 2020.
On the couch in the other room.
That's right. And we figured a few things out, and we've grown our community, and it's been wonderful for 5 years. So here we are. We're going to play a tune this morning for some of you, this evening for some of you, and we have folks joining us from very far away as well. So all times of day and night. We're going to begin with Fig for a Kiss, but first, a very special welcome to Susan and Robert from Tennessee. You were the first ones in the room. Prams, and to Bob in Wisconsin, to Adele and Halifax. I'm sorry about your Six Nations result, but hopefully this will cheer you up. Hi, Bev in Lancaster in the UK. Hi, Petter in Norway. Exciting that you've got your low D all warmed up and ready to go. M in France, hello to you. To Karen in the Mojave Desert, and to Karen's mom. Hello, you're very welcome to the virtual guided session. Hi to Maria Palmer, also in the UK. Hello to Doug. Yes, 5 years. It's a beautiful thing to build this community strong for 5 years. Hi to Dawn in Fort Collins. Welcome, my friend. Happy to have you joining us on the accordion. Hello to Maria. I already said a second hello because you're just that fine. You're all just that fine, and we're delighted to have each and every one of you joining us. If you're not in the chat, please make yourselves feel very comfortable and welcomed here, even if we can't name you. We're delighted you're here. Hi, Linda in Loveland, Colorado. Hi, Jenny in Leitrim. Ooh-hoo-hoo. Hi, Mike in Ohio. Hi to Ted in Ottawa. Hi, Brian in Santa Cruz. Looking forward to the music with you today. To Julie in Tennessee. Hi to Saul, and to Demo in Australia. Thanks, and good morning to you, mate. Hello to Margie in Minneapolis. Gustav in Rio. Hello and welcome. So delighted to have some friends joining us here. Kevin, how happy International Women's Day to you as well. To all of the crones and the hags out there, as we were talking today in the Zoom chat, that term hag, maybe from the Irish, had a different connotation. Maybe, the wise woman, maybe the old medicine woman, the healer, maybe the woman running the household. So to all of the hardworking women out there, happy International Women's Day to you. Johnny in LA, hello and happy March 8th. And to Marco in Milano, hello and welcome to you. To Margot in Chicago, to Elizabeth, yes, what an amazing international group, and thank you for being part of it and for providing some of the backdrop. Some of these plants came from you years ago when we began the virtual guided session, and they have grown. Oh, have they grown. Hi, Jeff. Welcome. And France in Ottawa, welcome to you. Janet in Ypsilanti, welcome to you. Kerry in Florida. So glad that you're here live with us. Roxanne, thank you. And happy anniversary to all of us. Good to mark sweet things, any sweet things. Hey, Banjax. Hey, Dermot in Dubai, welcome. And glad to have you joining us live. Welcome back. Vivian in Kalamazoo, hi and welcome to you in Michigan. Hey, Pam in Cambridge. Glad that you got to go to the JFK Library today. How wonderful. Some really great programming there this morning. Hi to Peter in Limerick. Welcome back. Hi, Arthur in France. And hi, Lynn in Connecticut. Let's do it. Let's warm up with Fig for a Kiss. It's the very first tune we played during that very first and very special live stream that then ended up launching this virtual guided session. Hi, Sean Morris in England. Welcome back. Hi, Sean. So Fig for a Kiss, everyone. Slip, jig, and E. 1, 2, 3, all together. Here we go. was the first tune that we live streamed back in March 2020. But it wasn't the first time that we gathered together players for moderately paced, standard Irish tunes. We had been getting together once a month in person in Somerville, Massachusetts, and that was a favorite from that group. And that was called the guided session. So then in March 2020, when we did that online thing, we called it the virtual guided session. I'm not sure that we even had a name for it at that point. And that was the first tune we played.
Amazing.
The second set of tunes that we played, Friends, was Far From Home and Devanney's Goat. And that's what we're going to do now. Just sort of recreate. And Aiden, thanks for joining us live. I'm so delighted that you made it. We're going to carry on now with these reels. The first one... Far From Home. And many of you are far from our home, and we're delighted to have you joining from all over the world. Lovely that Marco in Italy is enjoying your beautiful chords.
Oh, thank you.
I'm sure people around the world
I
are
had
enjoying
tasty
them.
stylings.
And then that old chestnut in D, Devanney's Goat. Far From Home into D, da da dee doo da dee doo. So when I'm playing a set of tunes, if I've come up with them in advance, I try to keep that second tune in my head while I'm doing the first one to make a nice change.
Yeah, it's a good place
so
for it.
I'm going to do Devanney's. That's what I'll remember. Okay. Far From Home. 1, 2, here we go.
Nothing wrong with G&D.
Woohoo! And hi to Fel in Southern California and to Valeria in Argentina. Hi, friends. Well, this is lovely. Always lovely to play some tunes with you, Matt Heaton.
Likewise.
And as I often say, as we're playing in our little room here, I do imagine what it sounds like with a lot of us joining from all over. And I think it sounds pretty nice.
It does. Sounds real good.
So earlier this morning, in Boston morning, earlier today, we joined together with folks to learn one tune. We learned the Hag's Purse. And Sienna had said, thinking about that term hag, crone, these older terms that maybe had a different meaning before, didn't have a negative connotation, but, wiser old women, healing women. Sienna imagined the Hag's Purse as being like, what was in that purse. I was thinking maybe it was money, like the woman controlling the finances of the family, keeping the family finances going. And she said, she was imagining like medicinal herbs in the pouch, like a healing woman traveling around. Very cool. I love that. And Michael Russell called this the Little Black Pig. But it goes like this. It's called the Hag's Purse. So that was our Zoom tune earlier today, and we're going to try it with a couple of real standards. Again, tunes beloved by this community and many other communities around the world who play Irish music. Morrison's Jig. And the old favorite. That is a lovely one. Gustav, I'm so excited that you are playing the flute with us from Rio de Janeiro. And to Margarita in Sweden. So wonderful that you're here with us. Welcome back. And very exciting, Susan and Robert, that you didn't have all these tunes 5 years ago. And from joining us here, that you've gotten a lot more under your belt. That's so thrilling. And a lot of us have done a lot of work on this music in the last 5 years and have grown. I've learned so much in the last 5 years from all of you and from folks requesting tunes that then I had to kind of look up and learn more about. I know way more tune names than I ever did, and know sort of where some of those names and where some of those tunes came from. I feel like I'm better because of all of us gathering for 5 years doing this. So thanks to all of you for your support and helping me grow as a player, and exciting, Susan, to hear that you would have grown as a player as well. So here we go. Hag's Purse. Da-do-do-do-da. 1. Magical, and then human with the laugh after it. Very nice. JD and Maine, you made it. Nice to have you here. And Jim, hope that you're doing well as well in the UK. Yes, 5 years. When we started out, you were in Harare, and you've moved. I imagine that you've made incredible progress on the fiddle and the flute as well. It's been a time, hasn't it? And to Marcus in Finland, so glad that you're joining us as well. To Kiola, I'm glad that you have the whistle to fall back on when you don't want to play the bouzouki. They're both beautiful. And Doug, Hag, the name of a horse in a horse racing event. Know anything about it?
Like a specific horse or just any old horse? I don't know. I mean, I guess a purse, they call the prize money in a horse race a purse, right? I don't know.
The Hag's purse.
Could be.
Oh, so is it the...
I mean, a nag, like I've heard of like a horse called a nag. I don't know.
Interesting. Interesting.
Hmm.
And Dat in Southern California.
We can just call it the little pig name to avoid the whole issue.
We could. Yep. Many names. One tune. And Dat, wonderful to have you joining us. And to Allison, welcome. I'm glad you went to a lovely celebration at the Women's Refugee Care Center. Wonderful. And Cléante, greetings to you in France. Thanks for joining us live. And for those of you brand new here, we're going to try to keep going on the second Saturday of the month with some exceptions, including next month.
Including April.
Next month we will not be here on the second Saturday. Instead, we will be in Osaka on April 17th doing a live stream with our friend Hatao, with Tomoake Hatekeyama. On April 17th, it will be 9 a.m. in Boston. It will be 10 p.m. in Osaka. And then May and June will be back to our second Saturdays. How exciting is that, huh? Really thrilling. And Fel, I cannot believe that you are going to be busking with your low pipes tomorrow.
Hey.
Great. And if we can offer some set ideas, that is terrific. Mary, fun to play with you as well. I'm glad that you're joining us. And to TW, glad you enjoyed the set. And let's move on to some slides. Are slides the same as jigs? Absolutely not. Slides are more like kind of in a 2 feel instead of in a triplety feel, right? So one of our very favorites here at the virtual guided session, because of the words and because of the fun melody. Oops, I've spilled on myself already. The hair fell off my coconut, the hair fell off of my coconut, the hair fell off my coconut.
And left me rather baldy.
So the 100 Pipers, aka the hair fell off my coconut, along with what we're going to play it with. We're going to play it with, I think that's called Across the Road. It's a Paddy Cronin tune. And then, off she goes to Donnybrook Fair. She has time and money to spare. Off she goes.
Whew. How fast are we going on these?
Well, it's hard to do them too slowly.
But we don't want to go too fast either.
What do you think?
How about as fast as you can sing it? The hair fell off of my coconut. The hair fell off of my coconut.
Good guy.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry, that was terrible. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Off she goes. Off she goes. Slides. Very fun. Very fun. And not as easy as they seem like they should be. They're not simple. They rhythmically are, I don't know. Is there some polyrhythm thing going on there? There's some complexity to those slides there. Very appealing. Hard to make them sound easy. There we go.
Okay.
Yeah. Wes and Julie, happy to have you join whenever you can. And Aaron in Arizona, it was delightful to learn a tune with you this morning. And now we're on to the reels.
On to the reels.
Yes, we are just continuing the project of playing these tunes and putting our attention on these tunes. I feel distracted by a number of things right now, and I'm grateful for the opportunity to still, distraction and all, focus on these tunes. On the Otter's Holt by the wonderful Junior Korean. And
Donald Blue.
Donald Blue.
Your banjo party piece.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's like the only tune that I know on the
Shannon
banjo.
can play that on the banjo.
Does that seem good? 1, 2, good?
Yeah,
1,
sure.
2.
fun.
It was fun. This is fun, guys. This is lovely to play some tunes here. We had some nice tunes with our friend Laura last week. Actually, Laura was part of our virtual guided session a few years ago. She was a guest. Laura Feddersen, wonderful fiddle player. And I said to Laura, I'm trying to stay upbeat a little bit and not get dragged down with stuff that I can't control. And it just seems like this is so nice to play music here. And then reality out there seems like a mess.
Pretty bleak. Yeah.
And not very friendly. And Laura said, What are you talking about? This is the reality. This little island of music is the reality. And the other stuff out there is the distraction. That was very helpful.
Yeah.
It was a good reminder. We do make our own reality. And by showing up for one another and by showing some kindness, we help to make the reality that we want. This is our reality, at least for this hour. And that was, I wrote a couple years ago, I wrote a tune called Inish Here. So at the very first virtual guided session, we played Inishir by John Walsh, the great John Walsh. Inishir, named after the island. So I named my waltz Inish, like island, here, like right here. So we're going to play for you Inish Here. This is a tune that we did as like a compilation video, a collaborative video with a bunch of you. So some folks do know this tune. Before we play it, I wanted to acknowledge some folks coming in here, but also Saul, thanks for the info on the slide. To Fuguri, hello in Japan, good morning, and to Wonky Dog in Springfield, Oregon, and to Margot, I'm glad you enjoyed that set. So wonderful to have friends joining us here, and we're going to try Inish Here. Oh yes, and this is our offertory.
Oh yeah, our offertory. Another tradition we started early on, where we pass the hat, the virtual hat. So if you would like to, if you feel inspired to contribute.
Yeah, if you have it and you want to share a little, it helps us keep these going and say no to other gigs on these days. And if you don't have it, it's okay. We're really delighted to have everybody just meeting here with what you got today. However you're feeling today, Inish Here. Inish Here. 1, 2, 3, 1. Thank you,
Nice one,
dear
Shannon.
Virtual Guided Session Island. And when we made that video, and also when we did our Virtual Guided Session retreat on Zoom, when we had a bunch of musicians playing concerts and folks coming together for that, we used artwork that Jenny Baird had done, a beautiful piece of art. So that's on the video of the Inish Here video that we all made together. So, speaking of coming together and speaking of loving this beautiful, beautiful instrument, the Irish flute, for its woody, beautiful sound, there are beautiful wood flutes all around the world, woodwind instruments, including the hulusi in China and the shakuhachi in Japan. And a couple years ago, wonderful Jaylin, who plays the hulusi and is a fine Irish flute player, and Akio Kumamoto, who is a shakuhachi player and also a fine Irish flute player. We came together and we recorded 3 polkas. So we'll try those for you here. I'm going to play the video because they can't join me in this room because we're too far away from one another. So these are the tunes. You can get ready to play along with us. Britches Full of Stitches in G, the Kerry polka in D, and Sullivan's. And before we play, thank you so much to Pio Andrew for joining us today. Again, if you're not in the chat or if you're joining later on, please consider yourselves very welcomed. And please enjoy these sweet, sweet polkas. Good memories. What a wonderful connection that was. And I felt in the video I was a bit underdressed. Akio was wearing that beautiful traditional costume, and that's such a cool thing that they, that's a traditional thing that they have on the basket. I realized that an Irish flute wouldn't work with the basket very well.
You'd figure something out.
But yeah, it's beautiful, beautiful. I mean, Fel, I'm not the one to tell you how to pronounce the Hulusi. It's Hulusi as transliterated, but I don't really know how to say it. But it's cool. Hulusi, Hulusi. So, Dory, welcome and thank you for your nice compliments. And as for sheet music for Inish here, I'll post it on the VGS Facebook page. And if you're not on that, you can find me at shannonheatonmusic.com. You can find my email there, and I'll send it to you directly, whatever works for you. So, we're going to carry on with some jigs that are completely...
The best jigs.
Oh, Akio, you're here live with us. It's so late or so early in the morning, and I'm so glad that you could revisit that with us. And I'm really looking forward to seeing you next month. I hope we can have some tunes together. So this is a lovely set of jigs that we're going to play. So the Maid of Selma was requested. I can't remember who requested it first. We kind of dug in to this tune. It's a tune that we had heard long ago. We had learned it long ago from Jimmy Keane in Chicago, an accordion player, and also Amer Mayock, a flute player. But doing some digging and sort of re-inhabiting in it, this tune has become my virtual guided session anthem, The Maid of Selma. And friends, Selma gets its name from an old James McPherson poem. This is a guy in Scotland who said that he discovered a bunch of ancient poems and presented them for the modern audience and named this place Selma, magical Selma. Turned out that he made the whole thing up and there weren't really these old poems. But you know what? He brought some creativity, some storytelling. That's good stuff. We need more of that right now. So we're going to play the beautiful Maid of Selma into that gorgeous tune that was written by John Dwyer that Grania and Kerry first requested, a fellow Schlieve-Lucra resident. So we'll do Maid of Selma into the sunny hills of Beara. 1, 2, 1. Selma, Selma, this magical, beautiful place, an invention, maybe to bring people something beautiful, to bring stories and to stir up the imagination. Maybe that was the intention. And as Elizabeth points out, fake news. Yeah, and you got to look at sometimes the intention behind the fabrication. Wow, what probably an exciting thing. Everybody in Scotland in the 1700s was talking about bardic poetry. That's not such a bad thing. And here we are remembering that tune and remembering Selma. And in fact, Selma, Alabama, gets its name from James McPherson's epic poems there. So that's kind of amazing. And apparently the 60th anniversary for the March on Selma, for the continuing march toward civil equality. So here we go. We're continuing on, and we're writing our own reality. And maybe it's not always the tool, you know, sort of the fabrication or fire or AI. Maybe that's not the evil thing. It's what we do with it. And so these forces can be, these tools can be used, storytelling can be used for goodness. Boy, Junior Crean was a great storyteller. Did the things that he did they actually happen? I don't know. But I think the intention was to stir up the imagination and bring us together. So, speaking of bringing us together, we posted a Tune of the Month video to deconstruct the Templehouse. This is a beautiful, simple, single reel, but it's like a perfect little composition. And so we put a Tune of the Month video up for the Templehouse to bring you this beautiful tune in case you don't already know it. And we'll try it with the Woman of the House, which is a favorite in this community. And
they go something like this.
Yeah.
And yeah, will we go slow?
Not too fast.
Not too fast? Yeah.
So the second tune, I always think of you, Allison, when I play that tune.
What are those first notes there? It's
D, B, B.
Big jump.
So that's what I'm going to think of when I play the first tune, as well as you, Allison. 1, 2, Templehouse first. Here we go. thanks for joining us. Our buddy Cliff
Oh, hey.
McGann. What a lovely musician. What a lovely person. Hi to you and the fam. And hi and thank you to all of you for joining us. So we're going to end with what we ended with for the very first virtual guided session, which was She Beag Si Mor, a favorite on this little island. Maybe good for International Women's Day because also hags are also, and crones are also mischievous sometimes. Also some fairy business.
Oh.
So a little bit fairy, big fairy. Really love, Jim, really love your comment, writing our own reality, one music note at a time. So thank you for writing this reality with us. Guramagat for joining us at this sweet, unlikely gathering. Ta Paliv, Shukran, Dankjewel, Toda, merci beaucoup for joining us in English here. Trugare, arigato gozaimasu, muchas gracias. Tusen tak, Guramagat, Dziękuję, Cieszę, Doce, Dankeschön, Mille grazie, Kamsahamnida, Efharisto, Chwala Vam for being so kind to us. Eskerikasko, Dhanyavad, Gidos for being so kind to one another. Ndatenda, Miigwech, Yutva, Spasiba for taking the time to make something happen. It takes time and effort to do this together, so thank you. Hehe, Salamat, Terima kasih, Diolch, Kusinem, Muito obrigada, Gam un, Aita, Khobkun naka, Khobtai lai dah. So glad to have you joining us next month, April. We will have, we'll be off of our schedule.
Yeah.
We will meet on April 17th, 9 a.m. Boston time, 2 p.m. Dublin time, 10 p.m. Japan time, live from Japan. And then in May, we'll be back on the second Saturday of the month. So we'll finish the way we started with She Beag Si Mor and wishing you all lots of sweetness. Do you have anything to say?
I mean, you've said it all so well, but I would just repeat everything. But thank you for sticking with us for 5 years of this. Who no one saw that coming, and I'm sometimes you really enjoy the things you don't see coming. So here we are.
Be well, everyone. 1, 2, 3, 1. Thank you, Matt Heaton,
Thank
for
you,
sticking
Shannon.
with me through this and for helping muscle through the tech stuff and make it a little bit more lovely for everybody.
Well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
It would not have worked without you.
Would have been awkward.
And for all your beautiful music.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Keep playing. Be well.